What's good, everyone? This is your host, Deanna Kuempel of Label Free Podcast. To live your best life, you must live label free. All right, so I have a special guest with me. Her name is Rachel Pasnick. She is an up-and-coming social media influencer. She's got an awesome YouTube channel. She's very active on Instagram. She is just great energy, good vibes. So Rachel, thank you for being on my podcast today. And why don't you just say hi and give us a little bit about your background. Tell us about yourself.
Well, I want to first say thank you for having me. It's such an honor watching you through the mentorship that we did together. It's an honor to be here. So thank you so much for having me. And welcome, everyone. And I'm super excited to be here. So I'm Rachel. I am, as she said, a social media influencer, and I'm also an online fitness coach. So a little bit about me. I'll first just come out the bat and say that I'm 20 years old, and this is turned into my life and something that I really enjoy doing. And I love sharing my story with you guys, and most importantly, helping everyone. That is really what I wanted to do. This is what I wanted to get out of it. So a little bit about myself. I used to competitively Irish dance when I was in high school.
Wait, what'd you do?
Competitively Irish dance.
Oh, wow,
so
that's cool.
The big wigs, the sparkly dresses, and all of that good stuff. So that really started my fitness journey and really started to get me to where I am. So
I want to see some pictures of that soon.
Oh yes, well I'll have to share some pictures with you. It was great. But I got injured and I couldn't do that anymore. So I didn't know what to do with myself, and I started to go to the gym. And being a very young female in the gym can be very intimidating. So I hooked up with a trainer that was there, and she helped me, and she put the idea in my head of being a bikini competitor.
Sure.
And I was like, I'm going away to school in Philadelphia. I can't prep out of like a mini fridge that's like this big. Like, what am I going to do? So I put it off and I put it off and I put it off. Then things kind of started to fall into place. I decided I wasn't going to go to school because I didn't like what my major was going to be, which was going to be math.
Oh, wow.
And now I'm totally on the opposite track of that. So
yeah, you're more of a creative now, and math and creativity almost kind of like don't mix, right?
Yeah. So I was like, but I was thinking I have to make a living for myself. That's really what it was. I was like, I have to be able to support the lifestyle that I want. So I need to be going to school for like something that's going to get me there. Yeah. So I decided, you know what? I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to go to community college. And I enrolled in there, and I said, since I'm staying home, let's go for it. I'm going to compete. I'm going to do a show. That's what I'm going to do. So I started training, and man, did I just fall in love with the aspect of training, the nutrition, the whole scene of it. And then I got to actually compete this past November, and it was a dream come true. So
gosh, it's awesome.
That's kind of how I got into the fitness. I just honestly fell in love with it. And why I wanted to start being an online coach was because I remember when I first stepped in the gym, how lost I was.
Yeah.
And I didn't know what to do, where to turn, who to ask, what to do, what to eat, what not to eat.
That's a very common thing though. So yes, you're not alone. That's like, so
I think there's a lot of like myths, like, oh, you shouldn't eat carbs and you should be running on the treadmill for days on end.
Oh gosh. Okay. Yeah.
And I was doing that. I was limiting my calories. I was limiting my fat, my carbs. I wouldn't eat anything. I was doing hours of cardio, and I just didn't know. I was doing all the wrong things. And if I just had that one person to go to and just be like, hey, it's going to be all right. You're going to get to your goal, and here's how you get there.
Right.
Life would have been so much easier.
But that's okay. We have to go through that stuff so we learn, right?
Exactly. I learned, and you know what? I found my passion that I would have probably never found, and I found that I want to help people. If I would have never struggled, I would have never known that I wanted to help people.
Yeah.
So I think why I also really want to do that is because, you know, I want to give back. The gym has given me so much that I want to give back.
Yeah.
So that's why I started my online business of being an online coach, is so I can help people. And I will say that I don't want to help people compete because I also want to put myself in other avenues, which I'll get to in a little bit. Like
Sure.
that, I just want to help people reach their goals. So whether that's losing 100 pounds, whether that is changing how their body looks, then I'm going to help you get there. And I'm going to be that person. I'm going to be that friend. I'm going to be that coach. I'm going to be whatever you need me to be to help you get to that goal.
I love it.
So that's a little bit about my fitness side, but about the social media influencing, I want to ultimately share my life. I want to share the high.
It kind of goes hand in hand though. If you
Yeah.
have an online coaching business and you're, for health and wellness and fitness and all that stuff, to be that social media influencer, it's almost necessary, especially these days, right?
Yeah. I will say my motto with my fitness is it's not a diet, it's a lifestyle. So that's also why I want to share my lifestyle. Like, I'm not perfect. I have my highs, I have my lows, I have my dark days, my sunny days, and I have my days where I go to the fridge and I go to the freezer and I grab some ice cream and I eat a half a tub of ice cream. Like, I'm not a perfect person. I'm not a perfect trainer. I'm not a perfect,
Nobody is.
Nobody live a little bit.
Nobody really wants to see perfection, anyways. Because then we're gonna start hating you if you're just perfect every day. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, exactly. So, I want to share my life and I want to bring people along for the journey so that I can hopefully inspire other people to do what they ultimately want to do.
Yeah.
So kind of going off the social media influencing thing, that's what I wanted to do. And I want to tell people right now that you don't have to do what anyone expects you to do.
Right.
Go for what you ultimately love to do, because life sucks. Life sucks sometimes.
Especially right now, it really sucks.
Yeah, it sucks.
It's nonsense. It's like, no.
Yeah.
Right now, especially.
So do something you love to do, because life is going to drain you if you don't enjoy the things you do every day. Yeah. So that's why, as a 20-year-old girl who went to a Catholic school that is was told to go to a big school, get a big 9-to-5 job, make enough money to support yourself, I threw that all away. So I'm 20 years old and I told my mom, I'm not going to go to college anymore.
What'd your mom say?
She was like, well, my mom I'm very lucky enough to have a mom that wants to support me and pay for my schooling. So that was a little bit hard because that was my mom's dream, was to be able to I'm the first of the family to go to college. Okay. So it was very hard for her because that was one of her goals as a mom, was to be able to support her child and to put that child through school. So are
you the only child, or do you have siblings?
I'm the youngest of 2 older brothers.
Oh, okay.
So my first brother.
You're really protected then.
I am very protected. And so that was very hard to break away from the ordinary 9-to-5 job, the one that's going to give you insurance, the one that's going to give you enough money to do the things you want to do. I happen to do the very most expensive sport out there. So, I need a good job. And I decided that I have taken some classes and I'm just going to use those courses that I did and put that toward an associate's degree in general studies, just to have something because I worked very hard in school. I'm not saying that I didn't. I didn't slack off, but it just wasn't. I dreaded going to school every day and I dreaded the job I was going to have.
Yeah.
So
that's no way to live. That's not. So really quick, I worked at Career Builder, which is, I'm not sure if you're familiar with Career Builder. It's a tech company, and we place people in jobs and help companies get candidates for jobs. And really, one of the things that they said is that having a degree and going to college really isn't that necessary anymore, because most people are getting their experience through real life. And so, I didn't finish college either. And honestly, I wouldn't have had patience for it. And I think that sometimes we're better off doing things that we want to do and following our passions and learning on our own, because I feel like that's going to give you the better experience anyways.
Yeah. And also just going off that, I did my work and I had a 3.6 GPA. So it's not that I didn't work hard, but I definitely, when I had to get my certifications to become an online trainer, I sat down and enjoyed that stuff and actually obtained the information much more. And it wasn't dreadful to sit down and learn when I actually enjoyed what I was learning about and enjoyed what it was ultimately going to allow me to do.
Sure.
It would help people. So, I just think that that's like, I'm really here to stress that and say, like, go after what you want to go after. And I hope that people reach out to me and like share what they're going through, and I can help them maybe make those tough decisions and give them the inspiration and courage to go after what they want. Because like I said, life sometimes sucks. And if you are dreading to go to work every day, it's only going to make things even harder for you.
No,
so why not enjoy what you're doing every day? Like, I get up and I can't wait to film and talk to people and interact with people and engage with people and share my story. And I get so much joy out of it that I ultimately like I spread more joy.
Sure.
So
absolutely.
This world needs a lot more.
It's like a domino effect. And so speaking of that, so you actually moved from, okay, so Rachel and I met through an social media class, and you know, we went through it kind of having the same ideals of we wanted just to get more involved in social media and influencing. And you actually took a huge step and moved from the East Coast, right?
Yes.
Down to Florida to continue pursuing this dream of yours and this passion. Tell us about that, because I watched your stories. I'm like, this girl is flipping awesome. And so that's why I'm like, I got to get you on my podcast so we can talk about that, because it is inspiring. It really is.
Yeah. So life is crazy, but you got to take opportunities when they come, and they may be very hard to take. But you ultimately just have to go for it. And I did this mentorship with you, and it led to other doors opening, and Andy and Christina, which I will talk about them in a little bit. They offer this mentorship to come stay in their house for a month and ultimately learn how to use social media and continue to do what I want to do. So Jordan, my boyfriend, was working a 9-to-5 job supporting me while I was going to school.
Okay.
And his job was not going to let him just take off a month. So it was either he stays back and I do this alone, or he comes with me and quits his job. And we made the decision to quit his job. So we put all of our eggs in this basket to come down to Florida and do this mentorship. And it was just supposed to be come down to Florida, do this mentorship, and go back home to Buffalo, New York.
And that's like upstate New York, right?
Yes, that's not New York City, guys. I'm not in the city that doesn't sleep. I'm in the boring rural area of New York that
Buffalo's not bad in there. Not that bad.
It's not that bad, but there's nothing special there, and there was no doors that were opening there for me in Buffalo. So doors started to open in Florida, in Cape Coral, and I ultimately got the opportunity to move down here. So this Friday, actually, I'll be going up to Buffalo to pack all my stuff and move back down to Florida officially to be living down here full time. Yeah. So, you know, things may be disguised, and, you know, it may not be the best timing or X, Y, and Z, but if the opportunity is there, guess what? It is the right time, and you have to take it and go for it and grab it and don't let go.
I'm a firm believer in that. Like, so if something presents itself, I always say yes, because you never know. It could turn out bad, but more times than not, it's going to turn out good, because you never know where that's going to lead. So I totally agree with that mentality. And it does open. I'm excited to watch your journey unfold. Like so your YouTube channel, you guys, her YouTube is like fire. She's been growing, filming. She's been working her butt off, and her and her boyfriend are just like killing it. And I just love seeing someone that go after their dreams, chase their passions, and see their success unfold. It is so, oh my God, it's like, I always get emotional.
You're gonna make me cry, and I have makeup on, so don't do it.
No, because I truly feel that way, and it's just like, to keep spreading that positive message is so important. It really is.
Yeah, and I think also, like, I want to stress this as well, that if you do come to my YouTube channel and my Instagram, feel free to reach out to me, because it really does mean so much to engage with my viewers. I don't want to just be someone that you look at and you're like, oh, that's nice, or I feel weird reaching out to her. Like, no, reach out to me, because I get so much joy from that. And I may not respond to you that day, but I literally set time aside to sit down and respond to every single comment on YouTube. I sit down and schedule
really? Every comment on YouTube you do? That's awesome.
Every comment I respond to. It may not be that day and it may not be the next day, but in that week, I respond to every single comment. So I stress it on my YouTube, like, comment. I love to hear your feedback. So I do get back to every single person. So, because that's what I'm all about. Like, I can share my story, but if I'm not touching people, then what's the point of sharing my story?
It's social media for a reason. It's to be social. So exactly. we're going to start wrapping this up here. But so people can follow you. Do you want to tell us all your links? And then I will definitely post them in the description of the episode, so you guys can follow her, support her, get in touch with her. But why don't you go ahead and just like tell us really quickly.
So the main things that I want people to reach out to me on is Instagram. So you can follow me at rpaz_, so RPAZZ_, and reach out to me there. And then also, if you want to work with me as a client and as a coach, then you can fill out an application and I will get back to you and we'll get you on the right track to where you want to go. And then also you can find me on Facebook or Instagram. And if you want to change your life, and if you think social media is the way to do that, if you want to take your business online, Andy, Christina, and I are launching another mentorship where you come down and stay to Florida. So make sure you reach out to me, because I would love to get you on the right track to starting your life and getting it to where you want to be. So I hope that people just really talk to me and we open doors for other people, because that's what I'm here for.
And her YouTube. Your YouTube.
And my YouTube is Rachel Pasnick.
Yeah, okay. But I'm going to put all the links below. But Rachel, thank you so much for being my guest. Is there any last words you want to leave with everybody?
Doors will open. You just got to walk through them. Take it one step at a time, and doors will keep on opening. You just got to grab it and go with it.
That was beautiful. I love that. Well, you guys, this is your host, Deanna Kuempel of Label Free Podcast. To live your best life, you must live label free. Thank you so much for your support. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share. And I will be back with more guests. Thank you, Rachel.